Okay, what are some modern inventions that you never would have dreamed of back then? Is there anything that we have now that you wouldn't have thought possible?
Oh, there's so many. My goodness. Just the computer for one thing. That and I'm trying to think what. Do you have any ideas? Or what?
Did they have a telephone?
Oh yeah, we had telephones.
Did they have TVs?
TV we did not have. We had a radio, but we did not have television.
When did you get your first TV?
It was probably in about 1951 or 52. And it was just a little tiny box. There was a big box, but a little tiny screen, like about 9 inches, if it was even that big. And it was black and white. There wasn't any color. And so whenever we wanted to watch it, we'd all sit around because you'd have to be close to it to see it. That was our first television. Yeah, that was something. We thought we were pretty neat having that. And then after that, we got a larger one, but that's how we started out with the television.
How about your first computer? When did you get your first computer?
I got my first computer after I moved up here. That must have been probably about 1980. And I was doing name extraction for the church. And so I really needed that when I was in Saratoga. That's what I was doing there.
Oh.
We were taking it off the screens, the big screens, and putting it on just cards. We did everything handwritten.
Huh.
And then after I moved up here, we were doing that for a while when I got into the extraction program. And then the extractor said, "Well, it would be much easier for you if you got a computer." And I said, "Well, I don't know. I said, I don't know if I could even work the computer." And he said, "Well, it's not hard." So he was a former Boeing employee, and they have the Boeing surplus store.
Oh.
And so he said, I can get you a computer, at a reasonable price. So that was my first computer. And then I learned I never had instructions on how to do it. I just picked it all up myself.
Really?
Yeah. And so then I did my name extraction by the computer.
When you say name extraction, is that like when you take them off of like the census, like those kinds of things?
Yeah, we had various different records.
I've tried that. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. Well, when I was in Saratoga, we used to, they had it on the, I don't know what they called it. It wasn't microfiche. It was, well, it probably was, but then we had the big screens that it would it would show up on the screens.
Uh-huh.
And I'd have to go over to the state, over to the ward house and do that. There were about 3 of us that were working on that program. But they were old Spanish records, written in the Spanish language, and very ornate writing.
Uh-huh.
And it was very difficult to transcribe those. But we'd look for certain things, certain words, and then we would know that, well, that must be the birth date, So
Oh, yeah.
it's very hard work. Sometimes we'd be there for from 3 hours in the morning, and we'd only get 1 or 2 figured out what it was. It was very difficult work, but it was enjoyable. But anyway, that was my first computer. That's how I happened to get my first computer. I've had several since then.
What did you want to be when you grew up?
I always thought I might like to be a nurse, but then I didn't follow through on that. I don't know. I didn't have any real, at that age, you just don't know what you want to do. But I don't know. I think then I got into business. You know, I went to business college.
Uh-huh.
And I worked in the bank and became a bookkeeper.
So when you were a kid, what did you like about school?
Oh,
What was your favorite part of school?
favorite part I liked was geography. That was my favorite. And I liked math, but I did not like geometry. But I liked the math programs in the younger
Uh-huh.
grades. And of course, I always liked. I was involved in some sports at school. And I liked that.
What was your least
Spelling.
favorite?
I like spelling. I used to take part in spelling bees. We
Uh-huh.
had the contests, and I'd always take part in those.
Did you have
I
a
liked
least
art.
favorite part?
What?
Did you have a least favorite part of school?
At
Like
least.
something that you didn't like about school?
I didn't care for history.
Me neither.
I mean, in those days, they used to make us memorize dates from some ancient thing, and I was never that interested in it.
Yeah.
I think they do it differently now. I mean, you don't have to memorize everything.
What's a memory that you have of your mother?
Oh, she was a wonderful mother. She was very patient. I very seldom raised her voice for us, you know, for things we were doing. She was a wonderful seamstress. She would make our dresses and clothes, and wonderful cook, and she taught me how to bake and to cook, you know, so not cook so many meals, but just to do a lot of baking, and she taught me how to sew and how to do embroidery work. We used to do a lot of embroidery work for dish towels and things like that. But she was very patient with me, and just wonderful mother.
Did you ever sew any clothes for your kids?
Yes,
Oh.
not too much, because we had Grandma Hearth, and she used to sew a lot of the girls' dresses.
Oh.
But I did sew for the granddaughters of Becky's girls
Uh-huh.
when they were. Yeah, I used to love making things for her. And I did a lot of Barbie dresses for the girls.
Oh, yeah.
Made Barbie clothes for their Barbie dolls. Yeah.